So how does all of that mesh into me being a personal brand consultant? Well, hey everyone. So I'm really excited to share this with you today because it's something I've been stepping into more and more lately. I'm officially becoming a personal brand consultant. Now, I know I'm still at the beginning of this journey, but that's exactly why I want to talk about it. I've been building my own personal brand as a content creator for years, and now I'm turning that experience into something where I can help others find clarity and direction with their own brand. So let's get into the video. I really want to start with where and when my journey as a content creator began. So that started over 10 years ago. I have been creating content before it was called creating content, when it was just uploading pictures to your profile. Okay, so I did have Facebook in 7th grade. I did create a MySpace account prior to that, but that was really for like who the people who are millennials right now. You know, my big cousins, they had MySpace and everything like that. Facebook, I was uploading pictures, making posts, writing posts, uploading, things like that. And and that's like the most vivid memory that starts heavy in 7th grade. I was the person who, my parents had this camera, this Canon camera, right? And I took it to school and I would skip class to go around taking pictures of people. I loved it. I loved it. And so at the end, like I would do it maybe once or twice a week or something like that. And I would create a album on Facebook, like a public album, so that everyone can go get their pictures and then post it on their social media. You know, I wish I had access to those pictures still and those accounts and everything like that, but I don't. And then we could fast forward a little bit. I know I'm like 14 or 15 or maybe even 13 years old when Instagram comes out. But it couldn't be 13 because I know I was working my first job ever. So let's say 14. 14 is when I started working. And I just remember I'm sitting at the train station and my friend at the time, I make a bracelet for him out of grass. And I take a picture of it with my iPhone. Who knows what number iPhone that was? And I upload it to Instagram. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was my first Instagram post ever. Instagram is here. It's on the map. So 14, I'm getting ready, I think, to go into high school. In 7th and 8th grade was Facebook largely, and Tumblr. I'm on Tumblr. And going into 9th grade, you know, these are the years, these are the times. And I'm on Tumblr like nobody's business. Nobody's business. I loved Tumblr so much. I even would print out pictures that I found on Tumblr and I made this huge collage wall in my bedroom. I loved photos, you guys. So I'm just immersed in this through my, are they called formative years? As I'm growing up, pictures and photography are a large part of the picture. That was I didn't mean to do that right there, but a little funny play on words. And then, you know, I might jump around a little bit, but I just know Snapchat comes into the picture. And that's where the video content starts getting heavy, right? That's what Snapchat is about. You're sending little videos to your friends and it's like, oh, me and my best friend, did you see so-and-so Snapchat, Snap story? What was it called? I don't even remember. And Instagram is like you take, my high school wasn't the high school where you got dressed every day. But when you did get dressed, it's like, all right, we getting a fit pic. This is going up on the gram. And y'all about to see my outfit. Like, that was just a culture, at least in my city. And good thing I'm from Boston. I grew up between Boston and Brooklyn. So, we're showing the outfits. And then even, I just thought of a memory, but this might not have happened where you were from, but I'm just thinking back to Facebook. There was like crews. I don't even remember the name of these types of crews, but it's like different pockets of the city, and you have your own group, and y'all group up and take these pictures. Like, Facebook was real. And I wasn't on Twitter, but people was on Twitter heavy. I had a Twitter account, but I didn't start doing tweeting heavy until maybe like ninth and 10th grade. But if I can make the long story short, I was living and breathing social media as a Gen Zer. And I'm in the last year of being a Gen Z. All right. So yeah, I'm growing up, like coming of age with social media. I'm not everyone adapted to social media like that. There was people like, oh, I don't have an Instagram. I even had one of my close friends. She was my close friend in high school. She had no social media accounts. She had a BlackBerry. We had iPhones, most of us had iPhones for the most part. She kept a BlackBerry on her. That was her phone, and she had no social media accounts. That was her thing. But me, I was on social media because I think of that just love for that camera. It was a big, heavy camera. I loved bringing it to school and taking pictures. That was just my thing. And I also have always had a love for fashion. Who I am is largely inspired by streetwear. Well, I'll say hip hop culture. Like hip hop, like not what the kids be listening to today, but hip hop, like rap, like music and the culture that comes with hip hop music, which is largely connected to streetwear, which is largely connected to sneaker culture. That was me as a young teen, okay? So rappers in that culture is like we're flicking up. Like these are the words that we would use. Like, we're getting that picture. So I just fell in love with that, and it was me. Another love of mine that I can go back to even maybe as early as 4th or 5th grade was writing. Thankfully, my mom, like, we had a computer in our house, and in 4th and 5th grade, when we had to do like the reports and write up a report and everything, I loved typing and writing up my report and getting it printed out and putting it in that little plastic thing with the plastic cover. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I love to write, and my dad really helped foster a love for writing in me. So from a very young age, I was really strong with reading and writing, and that continued out through the rest of my life. So you take my love for like pictures, taking photos, and writing. Tell me that's not the perfect combination for being what is now called today a content creator. So yeah, so let's fast forward a little bit. 17, 18, 19. Let's start talking about that time of life. Okay. I am trying to figure out what I'm about to do. This is the time where it's like, what are you about to do? Where are you trying to go? What are you doing with your life? High school is about to be over. I always had an entrepreneur spirit. If we talking about high school again, I was selling cupcakes so I could get some Space Jams. And I was working. I told you I started working at 14. Did I need to work? No, but I wanted clothes and sneakers. Thankfully, my little checks that I could get in high school could go towards that. Thankfully, my parents held down everything else and then some. I'm not saying like because I know people like their childhood, we going to country, like, but I'm blessed. Okay, let's move on. Dang, I lost my train of thought. I was bringing up the fashion. Oh, so entrepreneurship, I've always had a love for it. I remember when I even heard the word like entrepreneur, I was like, oh wow, that's because I was like, I want to be a business owner. I've always just wanted to own my own business. Okay, so I'm bringing you into these different elements of like what I feel has made this recipe for becoming a personal brand consultant. So we're going to get there. Just continue to flow with me. So always want to be an entrepreneur, strong at reading and writing. I love photography and eventually video as well. Once I, you know, it was in college or when I was about to go to college, I met someone who put me on to like vloggers, like YouTubers. I went my whole high school not knowing that YouTubers was a thing. I went on YouTube to watch music videos, and that's pretty much it. Like, I wasn't even using that app. But she put me on to like these vloggers, and I fell in love. And the first person, the one that I always hold near and dear to my heart, is Raven Elise, because I was about to start college, and she was already in college basically. So her showing her life as a college student and everything, I really felt like she was my big sister. And some other people I connected with at 18, but like Raven, like she really taught me a lot just by showing her life. And my life was forever changed. I'm like, what? This is a job basically? Like, this is something that I can do? I was like, from that day, I remember I find out about this like in June 2015 about YouTubers and vloggers and this whole content creation space like on YouTube. I knew about influencers because of IG, but they wasn't even called influencers then. They was called IG models. That was when my time on IG, there wasn't influencers yet. You were a blogger, a IG model, IG baddie. You wasn't called an influencer. But then as the creator economy has been progressing, those names turned into influencer and or content creator. So Raven Elise, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to vlog. I want to be a vlogger. For one, I think my 17th birthday or something, or my 18th birthday, I got a GoPro. That was the camera that I had, and I did start vlogging, but I didn't know that I could use my iPhone to like edit, and I was still also like dealing with insecurities about my looks and everything like that, so I didn't never uploaded those. And unfortunately, when I moved, and one of the moves over these past few years, all those videos were on a hard drive, and that box of stuff never made it. It was a cross-country move and never made it. So hey, I have a few videos here and there. I filmed my first vlog ever on my iPhone though. So yeah, she inspired me. And like, I guess to land this plane, 18 years old when I put my eye on that target. Now I'm gonna do this YouTube thing for real and make like me and YouTube. Yeah, that's where I need to be. Life takes me through different turns and twists. 2021, I believe, is the year. Is it 2021? Yeah, 2021, I finally make a YouTube channel and start posting content. Lo and behold, it's vlog content because that's really mostly what I knew. I learned stuff from YouTube, but like primarily I was watching vlog content or like food content, like plant-based food and food type of stuff. I wasn't heavy in the niche that I'm in now necessarily. I just watch my vloggers. Other vloggers came into the picture. I have my new favorites, other people I was watching, So all I really knew how to emulate and like really know what to do in terms of making a YouTube video was vlogging. So as badly as on my first channel, I wanted it to be like a business channel because I started my business in 2019. I have been doing it. Like, I'm like, oh, let me make my business YouTube channel. But I didn't know how to make like sit down videos for real. And I wasn't even comfortable on the camera. I just didn't know what I was doing. I had no content strategy in place, you know? And with my love for writing and like that failed attempt at YouTube and just the fact that hold on. When it comes to Instagram, before I did YouTube, Instagram was my main platform. Like in the stories, that's what I wanted to tell you. When Instagram stole Snapchat's whole thing and made stories, that was a dream come true. I literally had thought like, if the story content, like if they combine, I would be so happy, and it happened. I was an early adopter to stories. Like I would literally bring people through my day, and this is still before I even know about vloggers, right? I just liked documenting, you know. Think about like how I love taking pictures of my classmates and people in my high school, and I didn't mention this, but I would take those pictures, and even of my friends in my friend group, I'm like, the intention behind me doing that was like, we're gonna look back on these pictures one day, and we're gonna wanna look back on these pictures one day. You know, I just always loved documenting. So I know the story is jumping back and forth, but follow if you can. So stories, I'm an early adopter. I'm always in stories, always sharing whatever I gotta share and posting on my feed. I'm not gonna get into how my first personal brand was Natural Nala. Most of y'all don't know Natural Nala, but that was my Instagram name before, you know, whatever it is right now, Natural Nala. I had my natural hair. People knew me for like my natural hair, cooking, eating healthy. That was my whole thing. And that was my life on Instagram. Like once we got out of high school and it's not we're done posting outfit pics, you know, like once we grew up a little bit, that was like one of my passions. I love talking about that stuff. So I did that on Instagram. I didn't have no huge Instagram page, but I've always posted consistently because some of y'all, you know, you've had Instagram and you just share random pictures. That wasn't me. Like I was really trying to like build my Instagram at a point as well. I got my first clients for my business through my Instagram account. So cool. Back to like my whole like me, I have to be a YouTuber. I have to be on YouTube. We failed the first channel. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no content strategy. And now we're kind of like here. We can fast forward. I eventually have to just stop on my first channel because it was such a huge learning curve for me. I told myself I'm learning the best of the best editing system, which to me is Premiere Pro. I'm trying to learn Premiere Pro and learn how to create thumbnails, be comfortable with myself on camera. I'm just and I'm doing all of this with no type of content strategy and plan. So I abandoned that. Like it wasn't good for my physical health, my mental health. I just had to stop. And then 2023, I start this YouTube channel right now. Okay, so how does all of that mesh into me being a personal brand consultant? Well, I started my business in 2019, but like I kind of mentioned, I didn't have a huge audience. And it was, and I didn't know what I was doing as an entrepreneur either. I just knew I wanted my own business. So I've learned, if I can like put it to you succinctly, I learned from when I first started my business, this is going to be a lot easier if I have an audience. All right. When I was doing my natural Nala thing, though I didn't know the language of like niche and everything like that, I stayed in my lane. And people, because of what I posted and what I was intentional about posting, people knew me for that healthy eating, natural products, natural stuff type of thing. So I knew from past experience, if I'm consistent with the type of content that I post and what I talk about, people will associate me with that thing. So then, and then in 2019, I also find Aaron on Demand, who is a big person I look up to, and Vanessa Lau. These are people, that's 2019 is when I start watching like business, like grow your business, grow your YouTube channel type of content, because I'm feeling it. I'm like, dang, I've been wanting to do this since 2015. It's 4 years past and I'm still not on YouTube. So Aaron and them come up on my homepage. I'm like, I love them. They taught me so much. And that's where I'm introduced. This is like really 2019, 2020. Everyone was learning in 2020. Most of us was, at least. I'm hearing this concept of a personal brand. And I start my business as a branding and digital marketing agency because I've always loved, if you think about how I told you I was a sneakerhead, we had computer class. This is back when they had computer class and you got to learn how to type. I know how to type. I'm on Flight Club looking at sneakers. I'm on Nike.com looking at sneakers. I'm reading articles on Hypebeast about sneakers. So through the fashion and the sneaker culture, I just fall in love with branding. And I'm like, I could do this stuff. I could write. I can come up with, there's this list. I probably have a screenshot of it. I'm like, I made this list of all the things that I could do for somebody. And I'm like, you could work with me on all these things, right? So I love branding. And then, back to like Aaron on Demand, Vanessa Lau and them, Think Media, I'm this concept, this phrase of personal brand is coming into is it my ethos? I don't know. And I failed because I didn't have a strong personal brand related to what my business was. If I went into trying to like become a personal chef, the whole natural Nala thing, beautiful, literally chef's kiss, no pun intended combination. But I wasn't. I wanted to do branding and digital marketing. I wanted to really lean into all my social media skills that I have built over the last 10 plus years. But I didn't have no personal brand related to that. So my business, though I made some money, though I had some clients and I learned some things, in my eyes, it just didn't bust the way I was envisioning and the way I really needed it to. So at the end of 2022, I'm pregnant. And then that's another story. I get pregnant. So I'm trying to do YouTube, trying to revive my business, and I get pregnant. So whatever, we'll zoom over that beautiful thing that wanted to happen, but I didn't know it happened at 25. End of 2022, I'm preparing for I'm going to have my daughter in February. I had tested out TikTok because I didn't adapt to TikTok in 2020. I thought it was just a dancing app, but whatever. I tried TikTok for a month in October of 2022. I put myself on a challenge to post a TikTok every day. I basically did that for 30 days and I thought I would do it for 6 months or 3 months or something. I burned myself out. So I stopped, but I have this, and I think I have a video of it, but there is this work session at a coffee shop and I'm coming up with my strategy for TikTok and just recognizing I'm about to have a baby. I don't know what's going to happen with my focus and everything like that. So I really try to get clear on what do I want to be known for? Who do I want to talk to? I take the things primarily I learned from Aaron on Demand and Vanessa Lau about approaching YouTube and a content strategy, and I just think about the who, what, and how. Who do I want to speak to? What do I want to help? Like, what do I want to be known for? Slash, what do I want to, I don't know. And then how do I want to help them, basically, you know? And I had a different name for it, but eventually, as I started actually creating YouTube content, which consistently I've been doing that since November 2023, I learned like personal branding. I'm literally building my personal brand on YouTube. I started this YouTube channel to build my authority within this space because I knew I wanted to, when I relaunched my business, work with content creators. And how I wanted to work with them initially has shifted, but I will be working with them in the way I initially thought. I'm going to keep those thoughts to myself, but I knew at least who I wanted to speak to, and I knew I wanted to use my channel to build my authority, to show I know what I'm talking about and that I can help people. So as I start creating videos on this channel, I literally have a video back in like February or January. I'm like, personal brand. I'm getting started with building my personal brand. Though I had already been doing it, it was like time to take things up another level and be intentional about it. So I'm literally building my personal brand, and I'm building it now. Can I bring up the business part again? Because I want to launch my business again, relaunch my business, but I want to do it to an audience, you know? So it's like I'm building my personal brand first. I didn't start this YouTube channel under my business name because I had already knew. I learned these things along the way. People connect with people. No one cares about my brand, my business brand right now, because they don't know who's behind it. And I started this channel so I can build authority in the space I wanted to, in the niche I wanted to get into, because I wasn't clear on what niche I was in on my first YouTube channel, but on this channel, I was clear enough. Wanted to build authority in that space, and I wanted to build an audience. Those were the two main things. And it's like earlier this year, as I've been creating and be consistent, the personal brand thing just clicked for me. And I'm like, I don't have particular expertise in the personal branding world, but through what I've been learning, through my overall experience of content creation, I know I can help a content creator or a business owner who wants to use content creation to amplify their business. And I have some different in business, that what I'm referring to is like a customer profile or ideal client profile that I can roll off the tongue, but I don't really need to. I just knew I can help a content creator or anyone that connects to that, or anyone that creates content, build their personal brand. Especially with my experience with branding and digital marketing, I can configure that for the personalized space, you know? And it just felt like that perfect spot for me to start with building my particular career and the relaunch of my business into a consulting studio. And it just fits how I see myself working with clients. Working with clients on a branding and digital marketing tip is way different than when you consult someone, you know. And I wanted the consulting type of experience. So yeah, like, though the story isn't streamlined, that's the thing. And I did a lot of internships in high school, and I remember one of the companies I was interning at it's a big company, a big biotech company. And we had a lunch with the CEO, and he told us, like, people think success is like just linear, just one straight line from A to B. And he said it's gonna look like this. You know, it's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look like a It's not going to be no straight, clean line like that. And I was probably like 16, 15 years old when I heard that, and I held on to that. Because a lot of people would have folded under the circumstances of failure that I've experienced. They would not continue to pursue their dream. They would not rebrand, reiterate themselves and their ideas to continue on. But I do commend myself, and I give myself a pat on the back for my resilience and for seeing my vision through no matter what, by any means necessary. And that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like personal branding just really takes everything that I'm good at, puts it into one. And I'm thankful for the gift as well that God has given me. I haven't even gotten into like my God-given gifts, but like it has largely to do with my ability to communicate with someone in a one-on-one setting and just extract. That's been my favorite word, extract, because I've worked with my early access clients already. These are people that I have given a free personal branding session to. There's 3 of them, and it's just been so beautiful to see like what I thought I could do, I definitely can do in this personal branding space. And I see this going really far for me. I want, when people think of Nala, when they say Nala, right, you think personal brand. And I want that to be the case for a little while. And that's my layer 1 foundation of my own personal brand, because there's levels to this thing. But I understand this is the perfect foundation. When you think of a foundation of a house, this is the perfect thing, because I'm not going to be giving all my skills out at once like I did when I first started my business. Like, I can do all this. People need to know how you can fit into the picture of their life and their goals. And you can fit me into the part of building your personal brand. Even if you don't understand the concept of that yet, I could break that down for you. And I do that already on my channel now. So my daughter just woke up, and that means I have to go. But I'm really just excited for my own self and my personal brand consulting journey. My one-on-one consultations launch at the end of this month on September 28th. If you want more information and you just want to be really first in line, because I'm only taking a limited number of clients, please get on my wait list. I would love to have you. And thank you so much if you've listened to this story. I've been wanting to just share more about why this feels like my calling, and I'm sure I can share more about it in another video, but we'll put a pin in it here. If I could sum it up into one word, personal branding for me is, when you have a personal brand, anything you want to do in life is going to be 10 times easier, if not more. When you're intentional about the brand you're building online, everything you want to be in life will be easier. Everything you want to do offline will be easier. And if you build your personal brand in person, things just get even better. So I feel like I feel like success starts with a strong personal brand. And with that, I will have to leave you. Please join that wait list if you're interested. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.